Rhodes has 2 phases, so we'll be taking this from the first phase followed by the second phase. I'll be going over all the attacks that he has in both phases, and then I'll give you a brief strategy on what I use to defeat him. So you'll start the battle with him jumping down on the platform that you fight him on. You notice that he has a sword and a large shield, so during this phase he does do a basic sword swipe, and he will occasionally slam his shield on you if you get too close to him. Keep in mind also that if you keep enough distance from him, he'll shoot these beams of light at you, and one will be straight up and down, one will be left to right. Now, the straight up and down one is pretty basic to dodge, and the left to right one, you can either dodge in front of it, or you can try to run to the left or right to dodge the entire attack. The good thing about these 2 beams of light attacks that he does from a distance is most of the time they don't change. So if he shoots the up and down one at you, chances are next time he's going to shoot the left and right one at you. He doesn't really do one of them 2 times in a row. And I thought that was a really good notice that will help a lot of you be able to get through this. Sometimes he does stop and shoots a mini attack that he will fall around you. It's like kind of like mini blades that will come down on you. He does do this in phase 2, so I want to point that out as well. If you get close enough, he will try and stomp you with his feet. He'll do it a few times. So the moment you notice that he lifts any of his feet, I need you to fall back. Just roll away. Don't take that damage. These are the attacks he primarily does for phase 1. Now, after you get him to about 50% of his health, he'll actually fall down and have these little black things coming out of his back. I think they're souls. After that, he'll spawn ads. I think those black souls that came out of his back were the ads that he spawned. When he stands up, he is way faster, and he actually takes on a couple different attacks. So let's go over what he does in phase 2. If you're far away, he continues to shoot these beams of light that's really fast and easy sidestepping from left to right. It's a pretty good way of dodging it. If you sidestep left, always sidestep left, keep going left, because if you move right, you're just going to get hit by something that you just dodged. Another move he does is he runs at you with his shield. Now, the way that you can tell this shield attack is he'll actually slam his shield on the ground. If you're around that attack, it will actually do significant damage to you, so you want to avoid that as well. When he slams that shield on the ground, he'll start to dash at you with it. Now, this is a real tricky one to dodge because Rhodes will actually hit you pretty equal with that. It's all about timing, so you got to make sure it's about right when you get to it. Running might help. I didn't really try running. I always dodged it. But for the most part, just dodge to the left or right at the last minute, and you'll pretty successfully be able to dodge that. Keep in mind, during this second phase, he'll occasionally summon these, these soldiers with 2-handed swords, and they'll do a decent amount of damage to you. So let's go ahead and get into the strategy and the strategy that I used. Alright, so how I defeat him is you want to be extremely picky how you fight. You want to take your shots, and it's extremely important you do not get greedy. I'll be saying this a couple times in this because this is one of those bosses that will kill you in a few shots if you're greedy. He does a lot of damage up close. For the most part, his long-range attacks are easily dodged, and some of his short attacks can be a pain, but particularly his stomp attack, that can do a decent amount of damage to you, but all of them are pretty relatively easy to spot. He has a lot of good cues. For phase 1, all you want to do is just keep running behind him, hit him a few times. The moment you see that foot even raise a little bit, if he stops, be prepared to run away. You'll keep doing that until you get his health to about 50%. Now, at this point, he's doing the phasing that the transition between phase 1 and 2. He'll fall on the floor, and he'll actually, shoot those black souls that I was talking about earlier. At this point, what I want you to do is I want you to throw as many spears at him as you possibly can. Because at this point, he's actually immune to melee damage up time of making this video. So that don't really hurt him, but the spears do hurt him. And it's free shots. So what I want you to do is just continuously do nothing but spam spears at him. You can do a decent amount of health. Now, he will get back up after a few spears at this point. It is important that you do not have to become greedy. In a matter of moments, he can kill you. Like I said, do not get greedy. Couple hits, run away. Couple hits, run away. But for the most part, the second phase isn't too difficult because the spears are going to take a big portion of his health. Keep in mind that there's ads walking around with 2-handed weapons. Like I said earlier, they can get annoying. What I want you to do is I just want you to dodge around his attacks make sure that ad or that soldier is in front of you, because his attacks actually hurt his own ads. So you can actually kill a lot of his ads just by running in front of him. And as long as you carefully pick your attacks, look for that slamming shield down when he's about to run at you, and use all of your spears if necessary. And if you're really good at dodging and blocking with your shield, you can always go that direction. I use the two-handed sword on this one because this is a particular occasion that this encounter was actually a little bit difficult for me. But you should have no problem beating Rhodes, Rhodes the Pride, the Sin of Pride. So definitely, I'm gonna put in check out my channel for the rest of the sins, because I'm gonna have a video on all of them. This is Gaming Addict.